Here's how to set up F9 Venus racks for Ableton. First of all, as soon as you get hold of the zip file, please only unzip this using a couple of methods. Not all zip applications work well these days, and the safest bet is the built-in operating system tools. Now, on a Mac, that's the archive utility, and you can right-click on the file, go to Open With, and then select the green archive utility. In Windows, right-click on the zip file and select Open with Windows Explorer. Inside the unzipped folder, you'll find this master Ableton folder. It will have the version number at the end of it, and you can just literally pick it up and drop it into the Places area of the Ableton browser, and it will automatically zip up to the Packs section. And here are the 5 main folders. The Venus main racks is where you'll find most of the principal effects processors. Inside the second one, we've got a lovely little collection of one knob racks that are brilliant for transitions and going into breakdowns, that kind of thing. Then we've got the Venus instruments. There's 4 core instruments here, the 21st century bass rack, the 2 principal instruments that are made using samples from one of the most famous analog synths of all time, and this great fun rack, the vintage sampler emulation. Inside the sub and utility rack folders are some really useful processes, some of which we developed whilst we were creating this pack, but also just from some things that we think that will be very useful just to have on hand at any stage of the production. Here's a perfect example. There is no 20 dB per octave filtering standard on the EQ in Ableton, but we've managed to make you 2 here. One uses a clever trick of using 2 sets of 12 dB filters inside the EQ, and the other one uses analog style filtering using the cytomic filters built into Ableton. There are a few bonus racks here that are for Suite users only, and the reason they're only for Suite users is that they use the hybrid reverb that is not available in Ableton Standard. They are very drum orientated, but they use non-standard impulse responses to get some great results. And obviously all you need to do to use these is to pick one of them up and drop it onto a track. We're using up to 16 macros on these devices, and also we've used the macro preset handling system known as variations. So this, if you have a look at the macros whilst I click through them, you'll see all of the macros changing. Now this is only storing the values of the macros. That's one thing that really needs to be understood. It doesn't store parameters further deep within the racks. You can also randomize the macros using this button at the top, and if you want to actually remove any of the macros from that process, you can say exclude macro from randomization. We'll do those 2 at the end, and now you'll see everything's changing except these 2 macros at the end that we removed from that process. You can also do the same with the variations. So these are effectively presets, so every time you hear variations, just think presets. So I'm going to exclude them, and as I now go down through these presets, you can see that only the ones that I've not turned off from this process are actually changing. If you create a setting that you love the sound of, just hit New and rename it. These macro variations are held within this actual device, so you're going to want to save it. So you can click on the Save button here, but please note, under normal circumstances, because it's a pack, it will save into your user library. So what I would suggest is use one of your available browser tags to set up for your own collection of these racks. So I'm going to turn it to grey. You'll see at the top here, grey appears. Now I can rename that and say My Racks. So hopefully that's you all installed and up and running. Any problems, don't forget to get in contact with us at info@f9-audio.com. That is the quickest and most efficient way to contact us. Don't forget to watch all of the other videos showing you around these racks, and to listen to all of the audio demos to see what you can get out of this release. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.